Hola, this is Kaipacha, brought to you by Kali. Kali the Destroyer, a goddess that is dark, black, of the underworld. Her color black symbolizes before time and space and indicates how eternal she is. She holds in her hand a sword, and that sword symbolizes divine truth. And then that sword cuts off the head. The head symbolizes the ego, and that the ego needs to be killed, yes, and is killed by the divine truth and revelation. Her tongue is passion and power and rawness and basically just energy. She symbolizes this energy. And this is Venus going retrograde down into the underworld from March 4th until April 15th. She basically goes down retrograde, conjuncts with the sun as of March 25th. So I'm going to be talking about her more even next week. But she is also in a very powerful time because she's now conjunct Mercury on Saturday. Venus conjunct Mercury. So we think of Mercury as the head. And here is Venus in her Kali guise or Kali aspect. Okay, in the Aries, the sign of the warrior goddess, conjoining with Mercury, it's chopping off her head. And the moon is going into Scorpio as I speak. Okay, for Wednesday and Thursday, the moon goes into Sagittarius on Friday, goes then into Capricorn on Monday, and on Monday, 0 degrees 14 minutes of Capricorn squares the sun that has just gone into Aries. So we have the ingress of the sun into Aries this Monday, at least here in Costa Rica. This is the beginning of a new start. This is the other reason I bring in Kali. Ending, finishing, killing, closing, finishing, completing. You get all this? Friday, okay, a couple days from now, the sun is square Saturn. Saturn is stationing. It is in the 27 degrees of Sagittarius. It stays there from March 6th to May 7th. Okay? This is a whole month of Saturn on 1 degree. And what is that 1 degree? The galactic center. Saturn has chosen to sit exactly on the galactic center for a month, at the same time that Venus is going retrograde into the underworld for a month, at which time the sun, which is now square that Saturn, is going into Aries. This is a very, very intense, powerful time. Yeah, we know that moon just kicked our butts last weekend, the full moon. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So I just wanted to, give you that little overview. Then, on next Wednesday, that moon moves into Aquarius. Yeah. And so let me just look at the camera now and give you a little bit more about what this all entails. Okay, so I'd like to talk to you today about the center of the galaxy, Saturn, the Lord of Time, the Lord of Karma, stationing for a month on the center of the galaxy. Our whole solar system, our sun, revolves around this galactic center every 240 million years. This is a large, large cycle of time beyond our comprehension. Our sun is 30,000 light years away from the center of the galaxy. In 2000, they discovered a black hole, that the center of the galaxy is a black hole. And this black hole out of the center of the galaxy is emitted tremendous amounts of radiation, particularly infrared radiation. Now, in the notes underneath this video, I'm going to put a link to the site of Philip Sedgwick, who has done some great research on this, and he's just a fantastic galactic astrologer anyway. I've recommended him before. And I'm going to quote some of his stuff right off of the page, the link that I put down there, right? You know, this is I got this from Philip. And you know, he talks about how this pressure of infrared radiation puts pressure on the subconscious mind, and that pressure on the subconscious mind forces a release of memories, of old programs, okay, and raising up out of this underworld, okay, Venus in the underworld, the sun at the final degrees of Pisces, ending, a whole cycle of a year. We are just at this point that this end is like squeezing up and out the past. The balsamic phase of any conjunction has to do, okay, with everything that has not been completed in that cycle in this last year needs to come up for us to look at and review. Philip talks about on that page, it's really great, just talking about the galactic center as defragmenting your hard disk. He gives a great computer analogy of our mind with defragmenting, and so when your computer slows down, like when your consciousness slows down or your life bogs down, you know, it takes forever to boot that sucker up. You defragment your disk, and what does that do? Well, when we throw programs, think of our programs, our belief systems, our memories, over a period of time from childhood up to where we are now, we've got all these memories, judgments, things that happen to us. You know, they turn into beliefs about men, about women, about, you know, government, about, you know, God, about sex, about, you know, we've got all these, you know, programs from our memories, and they start to slow us down. What do we need? We need to defragment. And what that does is it brings all this stuff up so that, and when you defragment your hard disk, it goes through there, and what that does is when you fill in all these things, there's gaps. And then it takes, you know, longer to make a decision because, like, you know, your computer program goes along and goes, oh, I got to grab this file, and this file's over here, this file's up there, this file's down there, this file's... It takes longer to do the program because there's been so much crap interjected in between the files. So it defragments, it goes in there, and it takes out all those old rotten files that slow down the program so that we can get going again. And we can restructure, reorder, realign ourselves with a new, this is Aries, future, drive, path. Look, I got my little Jaguar. Talking about that tongue. The tongue is the passionate, wild aspect, and then they also show the teeth, and the white teeth, okay, symbolize the sattva. So the raja, the raja, and the sattva. The sattva is the teeth. You know, really taking care of the wild raja, the desire. And the sattva is creative, stillness, peace, light, love, beautiful, powerful energy, biting down. Okay, so this whole Kali is so appropriate for this particular, and this is, like I say, this is this whole month from the first week of March to the second week of April. And we are in the thick of it. We are in the full of it. And this is a death leading to a reemergence. Okay, this is like this Easter time. It's amazing how this all is so in alignment. Obviously, the church stole, okay, the equinox, time period from, the pagan, godless, wild people that were in touch with the natural rhythms and harmonies of the seasons and of Mother Nature, and made, a religious, church. Don't get me going on the church thing. This is an astrology report. We're looking at the natural rhythms and cycles. And so, it's interesting now that the sun is squaring the galactic center and squaring Saturn. In order to make this new start, we have to get this, it's almost like a vomiting. It's almost like a regurgitation. So it's, and so what it's doing is what? Jupiter in the 7th house, our partnerships, our relationships, Venus, goddess of love, beauty, and harmony, okay, is what? Disrupting the peaceful, ordinary flow of unconscious behavior patterns in our love relationships. This is a time to argue. This is a time to debate. This is a time to be breaking glasses and throwing dishes, getting in touch with our anger. What is anger? Everything we've suppressed. And we suppress our needs and desires and wants in order to maintain peace and harmony in our loving relationships. And so what do we have down here? Anger, the dragon. This is a time of the dragon rearing its head. And Kali, yes, divine wisdom, the sword of divine wisdom, chops off, okay, that head of the ego. And there's another thing, I don't know if I mentioned it at the beginning. Kali is standing on Shiva. But Shiva is not dead. Kali did not destroy Shiva. Shiva is down there in a relaxed pose. And he represents eternal consciousness. And Shakti, Kali, is energy. Consciousness and energy. Masculine and feminine. These go together. They support, the consciousness supports the moving energy, Shakti, Kali. Yeah? So it's beautiful to have the masculine here. And in the one picture, the cobra, did you see the cobra? Check it out. I'll put it at the end. The cobra is down there rising up. The kundalini is rising up from this root chakra. And Philip Sedgwick goes into how this galactic center is also connected to the kundalini. And Saturn is connected to the root chakra. So the Kundalini, Saturn, Pluto, root chakra, Kali, underworld, we are really getting triggered now. And Philip talks very clearly that this is not the second chakra that is sexual. The root chakra is beneath. It's more life and death, survival, security, losing everything. I just did this webinar, this is what kind of is getting me going on this whole Kali thing. I did that free live webinar. I don't know, it should be available somewhere or whatever if you signed up for that free live webinar. I gave the same picture of, of Kali and just really talked about this energy now of this descent okay, into this emptiness, into this void, into this place of, and we can just realize all of our fears. What if I lose everything? My love, my house, my income, my life, my job, this is where we can really face, and all of our fears are coming up. And they may be triggered by somebody rejecting us, saying goodbye to us, or us getting fired, or something leaving. This is a time of things leaving our space, leaving our life, leaving our magnetic field. Let them go. Do not fight the flow. Enter the void. Sit in stillness and listen. All this stuff is coming up, getting erased, deleted out of your files so that new programs can come in. This is the beauty of the time, and this is how I came with this week's mantra. Because Sagittarius is where the galactic center is right now. Saturn is where the galactic center is in Sagittarius right now. We are in between the arm of Sagittarius in our galactic. There's a galactic arm of stars, okay? And our sun is just outside, okay? That's why, and we look to Sagittarius to find the galactic center. Natural law. Truth. The Holy Grail, the Ark of the Covenant, divine wisdom. Super powerful time right now. And so we need to understand and know there is divine intelligence, divine wisdom outside of our ego, daily consciousness, left brain, head. Get into the heart mind. And this is Kali, chops off that head. Where you may be losing old programs, losing old friends, losing old sources of security. And they are to be replaced by more permanent, eternal, infinite, divine sources of love, support, healing, wisdom, security. So let it go. And raise the vibration. This is what can be happening here on planet Earth right now. I need to ask the question. Then sit still and listen to life's new proposition for my evolution. Yeah, it's really something, because Aries is, all about charge and go forward and move forward, and Mercury and the Sun are coming into Aries. The Pisces party is over, folks. Don't know if you've been feeling it. But now, for sure, with the Sun leaving Pisces, it's done, baby. Sun goes into Aries fire. Mercury is in Aries fire. Venus is here in Aries fire. But even Venus now is retrograde. Okay, rebel, revolt, reflect, review, remember, reorganize, reestablish, okay, reinitiate. So this is like, kind of like go back and redo retrograde Venus. Redo your relationship. Remake yourself, Aries, so that you can love more fully, wholly, and completely, Venus. And what's assisting that? Mars. Mars went into Taurus last week. The bull, fixed, solid, slow, sit still. So it's very nice. It's very complementary. in a way, for this process. All these planets and stars and galaxies are working together for your evolution. So it's time to listen to the galactic center. The galactic center is like the transformer. It's the down, it takes, that high voltage, infinite wisdom, and downloads it to our galaxy, to our sun. And then our sun downloads it to Earth. And then Earth downloads it to us. Yeah, so I mean, it's all getting stepped down. So we need to sit still and listen. I'm just trying to explain the frickin' mantra. Yeah, baby. Oh my God. So just repeat this sucker when you're about to, lose it. I need to ask the question. I'm not talking about asking your partner or your boss or your mother. Okay. I'm talking about asking inwardly to the galactic center, okay, to, the chain, the infinite chain of light. So ask the question inwardly. I need to ask the question. Then sit still and listen to life's new proposition. Kali, Shiva, life, Gaia, God, Goddess, Creator, Source has a new proposition for you. Has a new proposition for me. It's like here's a new deal. New relationship, new way to love, new way of opening your heart, new future. So it's like we're in the oven, it's all the ingredients have been thrown in the cookie, and we've been spread out on the sheet. Now we're shoved in the oven, Venus retrograde, and Kali's gonna burn us up, baby. And then we're gonna come out of the oven with a new proposition, a new life. You know what I'm saying? New life, new love, new relationship, new job, new country, new business, whatever. Ow! New baby. My daughter's having a baby. I'm going to be a grandpa. Excited. Exciting times. But they do require letting go of the old so that the new can emerge. And we can evolve. Evolution. All right, enough. Talk. Sit still and then ask the question and then move forward with your evolution. Here it goes. I need to ask the question, then sit still and listen to life's new proposition for my evolution. Namaste, aloha. So much love.